In this module, I want to talk about program applications and technology requirements. When I talk about program applications, I'm talking about things like Blackboard, which is the main learning content management tool on which you'll operate when you're online, or it's a requirement in some residential classes as well. MyCSU is a way that you'll get information about upcoming classes and track your progress and things along those lines. For instance, you could even pay your bills or engage in other activities. And then finally, Buckmail. Buckmail is the university's email system. CSU is the home of the Buccaneers, and so we have Buck, B-U-C, mail, and all kinds of events with Buck in front of it. Okay? So let's go on and talk about Blackboard. Now, to access your course materials on the internet, you have to use Blackboard. So the way to get there is to go to csuniv.edu and then click on the Blackboard icon in the upper right quadrant. Let me show you what this looks like right now. If I click on CSU, I'll get a page that looks like this, and you click on Blackboard. You'll also see My CSU right next to it. Okay, so when you get to Blackboard, to log in, you need your username and password. Now your username is your student ID number, and your password is your PIN. Okay, our Blackboard administrator also recommends that we use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox rather than Explorer. Now, MyCSU, you'll also need your student ID number and your PIN to log in. Now, you can use MyCSU to register for your classes, and I'll talk about that in a later module. And I'm going to, in 2 modules from now, or 3 modules from now, under Program Curriculum, I'm going to ask you to do a little exercise to get you comfortable with MyCSU. So you want to check under the Academics tab to see if you have any holds that would prevent you from registering, and if you have any trouble registering, then you'll want to contact Janie Cogdell. This is old information. Rachel Wagner was our administrator of our MBA program before she moved on to the registrar. But you want to contact Janie Cogdell at jcogdill@csuniv.edu. You can also look under the Academics tab to see what courses are offered, and you can do a simple course search. And under the Student tab, you can check your grades. You can print your transcript, unofficial transcript, but you can see what your grades are, not just in your current course, but overall. Check your balance and do other things along those lines. Now, Buckmail is the only email that is acceptable when you are asking for to enroll in a class, or when you are asking a question of the registrar, or doing other official communication. Some professors will allow you to send something from your Yahoo just to ask a question. That's fine, but we have to be careful with FERPA laws. That is, FERPA is just a government's description of academic privacy issue. We have to be careful with that. So for official requests, we cannot, please hear me, we cannot, it's not that we're not willing to work with you, we cannot by law answer things that come from Yahoo or Gmail or something along those lines. So you need to use your Buckmail account. Now, if your name is John Paul Smith and your student ID number is 70912, then your username for Buckmail would be JP Smith, and your password would be SM, that's Smith, the first 2 of Smith, and then your ID number. Okay, once you get into your Buckmail, you can forward it to another account, but again, for all official contacts with the university, like grades or things along those lines, you have to use Buckmail. Now let's talk about technology requirements. Really, in this day and age, you simply have to have a good working computer. So we would recommend that you have at least Windows 7, at least Microsoft Office 2007 or higher, preferably 2010 or higher, 4 gigs of RAM. Any processor in the last few years should be in good shape. You also may want to have a webcam and a Skype username, because many of your professors will be able to Skype with you if you want to set up a conference that way. If you have problems with any of these things, from MyCSU, you want to contact Jing Hoteling. Okay, and here's his email address, jhoughtling, HOUGHTALING at csuniv.edu. If you have problems with my CSU, getting in, not being able to get in, if you have issues with Blackboard, you want to contact David Anderson, danderson at csuniv.edu. And if you have issues with Buckmail, Curtis Perez at CPERZ at csuniv.edu will be more than happy to help you. Thank you for your time and attention, and please complete the exercise for this module.